Kuala Lumpur is a must-visit destination for lovers of food, and it has a great selection of Michelin Guide restaurants. So in this Malaysia food vlog, we're going to sample the best Michelin Guide restaurants in KL.
If you're new to the Michelin Guide, here's a quick rundown. It was originally created way back in 1900 by the Michelin Tyre Company, yes, the same guys behind the tyres, as a way to encourage people to drive more and therefore wear out more tyres. Over time it evolved into the world's most prestigious restaurant guide, and today a Michelin rating can completely transform a restaurant's fortunes overnight. There are a few different tiers to know about. Michelin stars are the pinnacle. 1 star means high quality cooking worth a stop, 2 stars means excellent cooking worth a detour, and 3 stars means exceptional cuisine worth a special journey. Then there's Bib Gourmand, our personal favourite, which recognises restaurants that deliver outstanding food at great value prices. And then finally there's Michelin Selected category, which highlights quality restaurants that are simply worth knowing about. Malaysia only received its first Michelin Guide in December 2022, covering Kuala Lumpur and Penang. And now in its 4th year, the guide has grown to recognise over 150 restaurants across those 2 cities. So it's still very new but growing fast, and we couldn't wait to get out there and explore it for ourselves. Let's get eating. We're at Foong and Lala Noodles in Chinatown, KL, and we were attracted to this place because of all the prominent signage saying that they're in the Michelin Guide, and they've been in the Michelin Guide for a number of years, so from 2023 all the way to 2026. So what they're most well known for are their Lala noodles, which is this, and this was 18 ringgit, so I think it's a very, very generous serving size. So you can see all these clams, there's noodles in here, so it's in a noodle broth which has ginger. There's green onion here. There's also wine as an ingredient as well. So this looks really enticing. So I'll try some of this broth first. Oh, that's really good. You can definitely taste the ginger in there. So it's quite strong. And there's a little bit of sweetness from the ginger. And you can also taste the wine notes as well. Oh, that's a really delicious broth. And you just get so many clams here as well. Wow. Oh, this is great. Now, let's get some of this noodles, some of these noodles as well. Wow. These noodles are really thin, but there's just so much volume of them. It's a really big, hearty dish. So this is definitely going to fill me up. This is such a delicious dish, and it's great value for 18 ringgit.
Anak is a Nonya-style restaurant that's Michelin rated in Brickfields in KL. And it has some really great authentic Nonya dishes, including the mee Siam. So this is a noodle salad which has fried noodles in it, a homemade tamarind dressing, and then you've got little battens of cucumber, you've got some egg, you've got sambal, I can see a prawn there, and a whole lot of other things as well. It looks really beautiful. And the prices here are quite reasonable as well. So this was 12.50 ringgit. And I was impressed at how quickly this came out. It felt like it was only a few minutes between when we ordered and when we received our dish. And it all looks like it's been freshly made as well. That tamarind dressing is so vibrant and zesty, and it really coats the noodles beautifully. And then you've got the sambal there to give it a bit of a kick of heat as well. I'll try a bit of sambal. I love all the flavours and textures you've got going on here. You've got the tang of the lime, the fresh crunchiness of the cucumber. You've got fish cakes which give it a bit of saltiness and fishiness. Got creamy egg, and then you've got the heat of the sambal. This is a delicious meal and very satisfying. But we could not pass up having Cendol gula melaka for dessert. This is a shaved ice dessert, which is very popular in Malaysia, and it is named after the cendol, which is this pandan jelly thing here. So this is homemade, and then it's got shaved ice in it. It's got some red beans. I think I can see some corn in there as well. And then it's just drenched in this gula melaka. Gula melaka is made from palm sugar, and it's similar to brown sugar, but it's richer and deeper, and it's got caramel notes to it. Now, this was 9 ringgit for the shaved ice version, or you could get the cubed ice version for 7 ringgit. This is a really delicious dessert. The shaved ice is just really super icy. It gives you a bit of a brain freeze. And then that gula melaka is just really rich and really sweet. And the little pieces of cendol are nice and squishy. They've got a pandan flavour, which is mild, and it's kind of like vanilla. And then you've got the red beans to give it a bit of extra substance to the dish. This is the perfect way to cool off on a hot day in KL. We're at Limapulo Terrace, which is a beautiful Nonya restaurant in KL. Their sister restaurant is Michelin rated. This is an expansion of that restaurant, which has been around for about a year. This is their signature dish. It's a Nonya Laksa. It's 18 ringgit and it looks so beautiful. It's made with all fresh ingredients, and the broth is cooked for 4 hours to really infuse the flavors. And it's not too spicy, but it does have some sambal in it, which is apparently not too spicy either. So we've got some beautiful pieces of chicken here. We've got some tofu. We've got some egg, lots of noodles, lots of broth. This looks so hearty and delicious. So I'm just going to tuck in. Oh, yeah. So this is a curry laksa or a curry meat. It's beautiful and aromatic. You've got so many nice herbs and spices in there. I really like that they've got some fresh cucumber, which is thinly sliced into batons and gives a bit of extra crispiness. You've got a squeeze of lime to give it a bit of extra zestiness. The eggs cooked perfectly. And the sambal is not spicy at all. It's got a nice sweetness to it, which really enhances the dish. Another great thing about Limapulo Terrace is that this is a heritage building and you can get tours of the building. So we got a tour with Joanne. She was lovely and really informative. This terrace dates back to 1937. And it was built to house a Chinese businessman and his wives. And it had a really interesting history. It went through the Japanese occupation in the 40s. There are bullet holes from where there were shootings. There might have even been executions here. It also had a brothel in the building at one point. And now they've got an upstairs area which does conferences and events. So yeah, it's really interesting seeing the architecture, learning about the history, and our tour guide Joanne really brought the history of this area to life. Nam Heong Chicken Rice is a local institution on Petaling Street in Chinatown, KL. They've been here since 1938 and they're also on the Michelin Guide. So this place is one of the original places to have Chinese chicken in Malaysia, and they are a popular destination for it to this very day. So we've got one of their personal meals. This is personal meal 6. It comes with the steamed village chicken as well as the barbecue pork, and you've also got some butter rice and you've got some soup here as well. And they've also got an assortment of condiments to use with your meal as well. And one thing I really like with the personal meals is that you get one free refill of either rice or noodles. So we're definitely going to be taking that up. And this just looks so delicious. I believe this was around 24 ringgit. So Hainanese chicken rice is just a simple but effective dish. You've got the chicken pieces and then rice, and it's just beautiful, simple flavors executed perfectly. So the skin of the steamed chicken is really nice and gelatinous, and the chicken is nice and chewy. And then I'll try some butter rice as well. The rice is nice and fluffy, beautiful butter flavor, which complements the chicken really nicely. And I really like this touch of having the Michelin Gourmand flags in each of the meals. So the main four meats that you get in the personal meals are either the roast chicken, the steamed village chicken, the barbecued pork, or the pork belly. And I'm really looking forward to trying the barbecue pork. That pork is just so succulent. The barbecue sauce is nice and sweet. It's got a beautiful glaze which just covers the pork beautifully. And the other thing I really like about this restaurant is you can see the roast chicken and the steamed village chickens coming out quite regularly and getting hung up on the window. So it's really quite an experience. They must go through quite a bit of chicken because this place is so popular.
This is Sao Nam. It's one of KL's best Vietnamese restaurants, and it's regularly on the list of Malaysia's best restaurants. And it's been on the Michelin Guide for the last couple of years as well. Today we're going to try one of their signature dishes. This is called the Bánh Xèo. So it's a crispy pancake with filling on the inside. The pancake is just really crispy, and in the batter it's a rice flour with coconut milk, turmeric in there as well. And I'll just open it up and show you what's on the inside. So you've got bean sprouts. We've got the chicken and prawn one. That was 45 ringgit plus taxes. You can get mushrooms for a little bit more as well. And then it comes with some salads, or you got mint and lettuce. And so how you eat it is that you grab off some of the lettuce and then get some of the bánh xèo. And so I'm gonna get some prawns in there and the crispy outer pancake. Then fold it up and then dip it in the dipping sauce. So that pancake is ultra crispy, and I really like all the freshness of this dish. So you've got all the greens that are really nice and fresh, and then you've got the bean sprouts, and there's onion in the bánh xèo as well. And then dipping it into that dipping sauce gives it an extra bit of saltiness and sweetness. So this is a fish dipping sauce, and there's a little bit of chili in there as well. So in addition to the sweetness and the saltiness, you get a little bit of kick of heat as well. So this is just a great, healthy and very tasty dish.
We're at Kayra, which is a modern Indian restaurant in a residential area on the outskirts of KL. This is tucked away on the top floor of a shopping centre, and it has some amazing modern Indian dishes. So we've got one of their lunch specials here. This is a fish curry chatty churro. It's a clay pot rice meal, and it comes with a lot of sides that are popular in the state of Kerala. And you can see there's a papadum here, and then there's a tapioca cutlet. There's 3 different vegetables here. There's something called chamundi, there's chutney, there's raita, which is like a yogurt dip. And then it's got a bed of rice, you've also got some pickles, and you've got the fish curry as well. And so the fish curry, it's a whole fish, it's a smaller fish, so it's got all the bones in it. And this just looks all so colourful and vibrant. I'm really excited to have this. I don't think I've had anything quite like this before. I'll just grab a little bit of vegetable curry and maybe some of that fish curry. This is such a colourful dish. It's got so many flavours and textures going on here. This seems to be a beetroot and I think maybe a coconut. We've got some okra in this curry, and I think this one is quite spicy. You've got quite a sour note from this one. You've got the raita to kind of temper down the heat a bit. And then that curry, that fish curry, has a nice bit of savouriness and saltiness to it. And that fish is really tender and beautifully cooked. And when you've finished your meal, don't forget to look at the dessert cabinet because they've got some amazing looking cakes starting from 19 ringgit. Well, we couldn't resist a little sweet treat to end our meal. So this is a mango lassi tart and a calamansi tart. They were 3 ringgit 50 each, and they just look like delicious little mouthfuls. So I just love the look of this. This is so cute. And it looks like it's got a nice pastry there. That is so delicious. It's just the right level of sweetness. The pastry's nice and buttery and a little bit soft and crumbly. And then you've got that creamy mango filling and the jelly on top. And there was something that had a bit of a crunch to it as well. So nice little balance of textures and flavors. So this is a really beautiful setting, really nice atmosphere. The staff are lovely. The food's delicious. It's a really upmarket Indian dining experience.
For a rustic Indian experience, come to Nirwana Maju in Dosa, KL. So everything's served on banana leaves and the food just comes out and just gets put together in front of you. I'm watching everyone else eat and everyone's eating with their hands, so I'm going to do the same thing. So this looks really, really vibrant, all the different colours of the food. Now we've gone with their chicken biryani. This was 20 ringgit 50 plus taxes. And we've also got a sirip bandung. So we love, love, love this drink. So it's a rose flavoured drink with milk, very delicious. Now, let's have a look at this biryani. It comes with a papadum. They give you some curries. So I've got some dal here and spicy curry and not spicy curry. It also comes with bitter gourd. I believe that's cabbage and also some cucumber as well. I don't often use my hands, so this is going to be a unique experience for me. So grab some of that. Oh, that's quite hot. Oh, that biryani is so tasty. There's so many flavors in there. So all the different spices. There's not much heat to it, but it's an explosion of flavor. That's really delicious. Now, I'm really curious about this bitter gourd. It feels quite crispy. That bitter gourd's really crunchy. And it's quite salty as well. So it's like a potato chip, but bitter gourd instead. So that's really interesting. Now I'll have some of the, I think this is cabbage. Yeah, that is cabbage. So it's good to get a little bit of extra roughage into you. So that's quite a mild taste. And the chicken biryani also comes with chicken. So I'll grab a bite of the chicken. That chicken is cooked really nicely, so it's really tender when you bite into it. And just overall, I really love the tactile experience of eating this food. This was great. And I haven't had the sirip bandung yet. Very refreshing, very sweet. I just love this drink. And this was 3 ringgit 80. So overall, I just love the tactile experience of using your hands with a meal. I love that this is a really pared down, rustic experience. It's great that this is on the Michelin Guide, and for good reason.
We're at MTR 1924, which is a vegetarian South Indian restaurant in Brickworks. This restaurant is one of 12 MTR restaurants around the world, and MTR stands for Mervali Tiffin Rooms. So the Mervali Tiffin Rooms started in Bangalore in 1924 by 3 brothers, and it has a really interesting history. So the 3 brothers had a real dedication to beautiful food, as well as high hygiene and cleanliness standards. So this dish, the Rava Idli, was invented because there was a rice shortage, and rice is one of the main ingredients traditionally in Italy. So rather than just stopping making idli because of the rice shortage, they actually pivoted and started making it out of semolina. And so this Rava Idli, or the semolina idli, is one of their most popular dishes to this day. The Rava Idli is a steamed semolina cake, and then it comes with ghee, it comes with chutney, and it comes with a potato sagu. So this looks really delicious, and it was 13 ringgit. So I'm just gonna eat with my hands here. So you've got mustard, you've got yogurt, as well as the semolina, a few other things in there, and it's quite soft, which is really great for soaking up all of the different condiments. That is really tasty. So you can taste all the different herbs in there. There's a strong taste of coriander. You've got the mustard seed in there. And there's also cashews, which give it a little bit of crunch and different texture. And it really soaks up that potato sagu nicely. So I'll try it with the chutney now. That chutney is served warm and it's really fragrant and really flavorful. This is Masala Dosa. So this is one of the most popular dishes at MTR in 1924. So the dosa is like a crepe. It's made with rice and black gram. And then inside you've got some potato. So I'm just gonna open it up here, and you can see that potato there, which looks like it comes in a nice curry. You can see it's quite spongy on the inside, but then on the outside it's super crispy. And it's served with a green chutney as well as a lentil sambar. And there's also some ghee there as well, which is nice and runny. I love the crispiness of that dosa. And then you've got that beautiful potato curry on the inside. The lentil sambar has a really rich, deep flavour, a nice bit of saltiness to it. And then we've got the green chutney here. You can really taste the herbs in there as well. So I can taste a little bit of heat to this dish, and you can taste the butteriness from the ghee. This restaurant's in the Michelin Guide, and I can understand why, because you've got that beautiful history of the restaurant as well as the delicious and inventive food. And another thing I like about this restaurant is that they've got a lot of different specials, both daily specials as well as afternoon specials. So if you're in the area, I'd be inclined to come here a few times and just check out the menu.
So that wraps up our Michelin food hopping tour of KL. Now, we did just focus on the more budget-friendly end of the Michelin Guide. We didn't go to any Michelin star-rated restaurants. They're a little bit more upmarket. But that said, what we did experience was really wonderful. There was a whole range of cuisines, not just Malaysian, but international cuisine as well, that captured the great culture and history of the various cuisines. So we hope you enjoyed this video as much as we did making it. If you liked it, make sure you give us a big like, and if you really loved it, give us a hype as well. So we've got plenty more Malaysia videos just like this, as well as videos from Australia and around the world. So if you like this content, make sure you subscribe. We are Bucket List Travellers. See you next time.